Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General's Civil War and our Let's Play of the Union Campaign. I do want to point out this is being recorded from a live stream, so I know some of you prefer to avoid the live stream videos. This is taken from the live stream, the audio will be from that stream. We're currently at about 2 a.m. in the morning Central Standard Time as we record this, so I hope I'm awake enough to fight. But what I will say is that it's been kind of cool streaming right now on a weekend because I've got people from Brazil, New Zealand, various parts of the United States. I know a couple of other, I think someone said they're in Hungary right now, I believe. Or at least someone mentioned Hungary. I'm not sure. But it definitely a wide range of folks from all over the globe. This is truly a global stream, so thanks again for tuning in, guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. As you remember last time, Kuala Lumpur. Wow, shout out from way out west. Well, west of me anyway. In the Pacific, yeah, along the Malay Peninsula, right? All right. So with that being said, guys, let's jump in. Maybe I'll have to rename this the globalist late night stream. All right. So with that being said, getting back into the swing of things here, as you remember, our last battle that we fought was the Battle of Iuka, which was in, I think, eastern Kentucky or northern Tennessee. I'm not quite sure where Iuka is. We've got one more battle before the Battle of Fredericksburg. So we're in the Fredericksburg campaign, otherwise being referred to as the Winter of 1862 campaign. But we've got one more battle, the Battle of Perryville, which we need to fight. Now, Perryville was historically perhaps the most successful Confederate invasion of the North during the Civil War. You had the Battle of Antietam, which the Confederates, you could say they drew that battle, but at the end of the day, it was a strategic defeat. You had the Battle of Gettysburg, which was a tactical and strategic defeat. And you had the Battle of Perryville, which was more or less a draw and was involving the Confederate Army under Braxton Bragg, which accomplished more or less all of its objectives. The invasion wasn't trying to turn the British against it. It was sort of a foraging exercise, a massive raid. The big failing was it didn't bring the state of Kentucky into the Confederacy, but outside of that, they captured hundreds of wagons of supplies. They won sort of marginally, or at least didn't lose a battle against the North at Perryville. They did win one minor victory at, I believe, Richmond, Kentucky, where they wiped out a Union garrison. Overall, it was a very successful campaign for the Confederacy when compared to other Confederate campaigns. So that's going to be the battle. It's the minor Battle of Perryville, as it's so called. A much larger Union army failed to destroy a much smaller Confederate army in that battle. We could only bring a limited number of brigades to bear in this fight, so we'll only be able to bring a portion of one of our corps. The question is, which corps should we bring to bear? I would like to bring George B. Gamer, myself, to bear against whoever we go against, but I don't really feel like reorganizing my corps, so I don't, the first corps is incredibly experienced right now, and the only thing that can come from a battle there, other than it helping us win, is bad things, because these really experienced brigades are crazy expensive to replace their casualties, and rookie replacements will really bring down the quality of these brigades. So I'm going to leave the first corps out of the fight. The second corps I'm trying to build into an elite corps. You can see here these guys are nowhere near as experienced, but they're starting to build some experience up. They're starting to get there. When you compare that with the third corps, these guys are all rookies, and some of these guys haven't even fought yet. Some of them are commanded by majors. So we definitely need to get the majors out of commanding brigades. But with that being said, I think we'll go with the second corps for this particular engagement. Now, someone did make the comment that having colonels or lieutenant colonels in command of brigades, you lose a lot of efficiency. You really want to have at least brigadier generals in command of these units. I don't have enough right now, and I do think the 2,000-man brigades do help me quite a bit, but it's worth keeping in mind. We have 100 prestige. We've reached the maximum prestige bonus that we can get. You can't have more than 100 prestige, so any further victories, we're actually kind of wasting prestige by fighting any more battles and winning any more battles, because the prestige or reputation number can't go up any higher. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buy two brigadier generals with that prestige. So we'll use 12 of our prestige. We'll get 5 of it back if we win this battle, but we'll go ahead and do that. So we've got 2 more brigadier generals, and what we can do here is we can go ahead and replace Stephen Ector with Brigadier General Patrick Kelly. And then we can go ahead and replace Colonel Kenneth Carr with Brigadier General Samuel Carroll. That will free up 4 colonels. So we'll kind of go down the chain of command. We'll go ahead and replace, put Ector in command of Reed's brigade, which then changes to Ector. And we've got a Roger Ector and a Stephen Ector. So we've got Ector's division, if you will, 2 Ectors in this division. So this is a much stronger 2nd division now, with 2 brigadiers and 2 colonels. And that gives everybody in this entire corps at least a rank of colonel or better. There's 1 lieutenant colonel. He's in charge of a battery of artillery. Everybody else is at least full bird. So we'll go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and take the 1 colonel that we have left over and replace one of these majors over here. Actually, we have 2 lieutenant colonels left over. So we can go ahead and replace 2 of these majors with lieutenant colonels in charge of brigades now. To, again, kind of have a trickle-down effect to make sure that we've got everybody's in charge. Everybody is at least ranked colonel or better, lieutenant colonal or better in the 2nd Corps. Almost everybody in the 1st Corps, and we've still got some work to do here in the 3rd Corps. We're going to go ahead and have this battle fought by the 2nd Corps, as I've already said. We don't have any repeating weapons yet. I could go ahead and spend more reputation. We could spend 20 rep, get us some Springfield 1861s, which would actually be very useful. But right now, I don't see the need to do that. That's kind of expensive from a prestige perspective. We can't win 20 prestige back this battle anyway, so we'll kind of see what we have to play with after this fight. We will definitely buy something before the Battle of Fredericksburg, because if we win there, we'll get 20 plus prestige, and I don't want to waste prestige by going over 100 and then losing whatever excess we have. So I may end up buying those Springfields and giving it to one of these brigades and kind of having a trickle-down effect. Giving our best troops our best weapons could be useful. But we'll wait to do that till the next battle. That being said, I think the 2nd Corps is ready to fight, so we're going to go ahead and go into Perryville. You can see here we get 5 prestige, or reputation if we win, -5 if we draw, -10 if we lose. I'm pretty confident in my ability to win this battle. I don't have very much cavalry, so I don't really, I'm not sure. Repeaters are easier to outfit cavalry with, but I only have 1 brigade, so we'll see. I'm not quite sure. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in here. You can see our objective is to defend the crossroads, and we've got a 15-brigade corps, which means one of our brigades is going to have to stay home. Estimate of 25,000 troops unarmed with 48 guns. The enemy estimated force is 19,000 troops with 66 guns. We only have a limited number of recon abilities, so we don't have the actual full-blown look at what the Confederates have. Sorry for that yawn, but I think we're in good enough shape anyway. Deploy your troops around Widow's Bottom's farm and wait for the advance to Perryville. Okay, so we need to go deploy our troops near this farm. Rebels may attack us, blah, blah, blah. There will be no reinforcements, and there you go. So just a blob of forces. Go ahead and start the battle, but we're going to go ahead and pause it now. Just a blob of forces. At this point, we need to go give some orders. So remember, everyone in this corps has at least rifles or better. We're going to go ahead and move Burnside up here along the river. Move Carroll up kind of to his front. We'll move Ector, one of the Ectors, into this area, this farm area. And we'll go ahead and move Hooker kind of toward the center. We're going to put him in these woods over here. We'll have Nelson in kind of reserve. We'll put Nelson back here in these woods. That being said, we're going to go ahead and move Lawman to the woods north of the town. Along with one more brigade over here. Move Schweitzer will move to these woods a little bit on his flank. And I'm kind of doing this one at a time. Iverson will move to his left. Webb will be a little bit back and to the left. And the other Ector will move into this farm area. We'll then go ahead and have a couple of brigades kind of in reserve because I'm not quite sure where the enemy's going to come at us. So I've got some brigades and some woods in some reserve areas. And we'll go ahead and move Marston kind of up this main road area. And he'll position himself in the open to support any attack down this crossroads or across from the river. Additionally, we'll go ahead and move our supply wagon up a little bit. And our general will also move forward. So there you go. Ready to go. I think everybody's moving. Looks like it. Yep. Yes, they are. And let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Should rename those Ector brigades, by the way, because I have no idea who's who. It'll be Ector 1 and Ector 2, Ector A and Ector B. Okay. So Gibbon is... move him forward, I guess. Maybe to this farmhouse. Okay, so Gibbon is setting up his headquarters in advance of his troops as they all start to move across the ground. Oh, the artillery. I left one other battery back. Alright, well, let's put this battery on this flank. I'm not quite sure where they're going to be, but we'll put them over there on that flank. Alright, so we secured the objective. We secured the crossroads. Got multiple brigades up here. Burnside, Carroll, Ector. Let's see what kind of cover these guys are in. Ector's could be better. 55, 43, and 50. Whoa! Combat! Enemy skirmishers. Damn, the rebels attacking us. Wait, they actually swear in this? Damn, the rebels are attacking us. Okay. Bad. We've also spotted rebels moving from the north. Okay. These guys are in good defensive terrain. They should be fine. We've also got some reserves and Henrys, and so we've got 2 brigades in reserve, Kelly and Henry. We got 1 near reserve here on the crossroads under Nelson. Got artillery coming up to support the left. We'll go ahead and put them over here. And we've got some artillery already in the center. And we just kind of need to hold our ground here for the next 2.5 hours. Right. Oh, goodness. Alright, well, there's some troops. I don't know if they're trying to cross the river on our flank or what, but Burnside's going to have to change to face them. It looks like the rebels have almost 2,000 men here. Move Carroll up a little bit. I kind of feel like he's... Let's move Nelson up to his flank. I think it looks like you can cross the river here. I'm not going to order my guys to do that. But we'll have Nelson refuse Burnside's flank. We still have these 2 other brigades in reserve. And there's apparently some shooting going on up here north in these woods. Get Schweitzer in a little bit better cover. Alright. There you have it. Halt. Don't run anymore, Nelson, and just shoot at Powell. That's your goal there. Alright, so nice little volley there. Burnside's engaged. Carroll's engaged. Limited number of troops here on our end that are actually fighting. The ones that are doing alright so far. Let's move Iverson forward. Let's get him involved. And actually, let's try and flank with Ector, too. We'll keep Webb in reserve here on the left. I'm going to try and kind of outflank these guys. We've kept them relatively fresh. We didn't run them at all in our moving into position here. I want to get him into cover, which he now is. He's into these woods. And Ector, likewise, is now in cover. Iverson and Schweitzer are now firing on Donaldson, who actually is a very large brigade for the Confederates, more than 2,000 soldiers. Ector's moving up. Right. Charge Ector. Enemy's gonna run. I don't want to exhaust myself too much charging. Break some skirmishers out, have them continue to pursue. And I think we've got them pretty well toasted. There you go, Donaldson's routed. Alright. We'll advance there. The left looks secure, the right is... Is reach? There you go. 2 brigades on 1. All now taking some punishment here. Actually, Nelson was losing more men than he was hurting. Whoa! Enemy's charging. Two brigades coming out of the woods here. Stewart and Smith. Hooker can help there a bit. Break some skirmishers off. I wonder if we can go get the supply wagon. Or not. Because there's multiple enemy brigades between us and them. Go back to your brigade. Okay. Bauman held his own. Stuart's, again, kind of caught between two enemies here. Overall, this seems to be going well. We're holding on anyway. Drove those brigades back. Chewing Stuart up, driving him back. Stop having these guys run. Move Schweitzer up a little bit. Get those cavalry before they get out of range. Damn, got out of range. Oh, you still fired a volley anyway. Alright, Donaldson's dealing with multiple enemy brigades. Hector's skirmisher still kind of shielding the flank. Alright, gonna expose his flank a little bit. I move to Donaldson. Annalee. Move Hooker forward a little bit. Kind of turn this into a little bit of an offensive here. But I don't want Schweitzer to kind of get hung out to dry, so I can actually bring Hooker into Manley's flank. There you can see we drove him back. Oh. What are you blocked by? There's literally no one in front of you. Okay, that makes little sense to me. Not quite sure how you're blocked by anyone or anything. But hey, whatever. Alright. Drive those rebels back. Alright. So enemy cavalry's kind of trying to ride around us, I think. Sort of, maybe. But the enemy is on the run. They're running! They're running! Gettysburg quote, anybody? I think artillery's hitting Nelson. He's kind of exposed. His brigade's the only one that really has been hit hard so far. Okay. Hector's actually suffered a bit too. I think we're doing pretty good work right now. Ah, we killed Pope. He just vanished from the field. Down with the Pope. Alright, artillery is be doing more. Let's get them up a little bit closer. These guns too. Wait. These guys are just like, oh wow, they're actually doing quite a bit of damage. 180 kills just sitting in the back. We'll let them keep doing whatever they're doing. Maybe they're hitting the cavalry. Those guys are kind of sitting easy targets, I think. Alright, bring the artillery up. Maybe you can hit them with some canister fire up here. Kind of try and crush these guys against the river. Alright, there you go. Driving Stuart back. The enemy's kind of fighting a defense in depth on the left. Got some skirmishers on our left flank here. I think there's still got some troops we haven't deployed. I was kind of waiting because I was expecting a heavier rebel attack. We've got 3 brigades we haven't even committed yet. Alright. Advance Brown. Advance Hooker. Advance Hector. Okay, there's some cavalry over here, right? Artillery's shooting at them. Alright, I don't really want to advance over the open ground against enemy cavalry, but that's what we're going to end up doing. Or enemy artillery is what I actually meant to say. Do we just charge them or do we hit them with volleys? That's actually hit the... Yikes. It's a bad idea. We're pretty much in the open. Let's go ahead and charge these guys. You too. Bring these reserves up. We're gonna need them. Alright. Meleeing with enemy artillery with a lot of enemy infantry around is a bad idea. Iverson's getting chewed up. Positive side, we've completely broken them on this flank. I guess we just bring Hooker and Lauerman over. Have Ector and Carroll hold. Kelly can come up. If any of them arrive in time. Iverson's retreating, Ector's retreating. Mainly I was just trying to capture some Confederate guns, to be honest. But I ended up losing a lot more manpower than I had intended. And a little bit bloodier than I wanted. Alright, so we broke one flank. Now we're turning against the other. These guys back on the objective, just so no one sneaks behind. See about crossing Burnside here. Webb can come up. We'll go with melee. Melee them to your heart's content. Can't really... Okay, Smith is engaged in a melee. Trying to get him to rout. Webb is also... Webb is losing casualties. And routing. Alright, that was dumb. That was dumb on my part. Charge! Charge! Okay, we're driving them back. Run that way, cut off the retreat a bit. Oh wow, they still have quite a few guys over here. Alright, well, this is me being sloppy and losing more manpower than I needed to. Not an efficient battle. Alright, flank's fine. Only 28 minutes. I've got several brigades between them and me, including a brigade on the objective. They've got to cross a river. We've got troops in good cover. I think we're okay. Only thought is, can we charge this enemy supply wagon with some skirmishers and maybe capture it? They have kind of retreated into a little bit of a cul-de-sac. No, I don't want to lose any officers wounded. Roger Ector, wounded. Guess he's not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Alright. Here. Roger Ector is wounded. Warning. Warning. Get this mob of rebels as they run. Yeah, I've got one set of guns back here. I think they did better than the guns in the open. They did. Alright. I don't know if they can catch up with that supply wagon or not. Burnside skirmishers. Enemy cavalry's and just kind of chilling in the back there. Alright. I lost a couple thousand. Definitely more than I wanted. But I think that'll about do it for the fight. Olé! Alright, victory at Perryville. 3,000 casualties. Yikes. Didn't want to lose that. What do we capture? We rescued some of our own guns. Not as many as I would like. Captured over 1,000 of those M&Js. We already had 400 of them. Quite a few Springfields, some Sharps. Captured 4 6-pound field guns. Probably sell those. Alright. Well, it was a victory. It was not the most efficient of fights. We get 5,500 new troops, so we'll need to use about 3,000 of those to replace our losses. $88,000. We're going to go ahead and use the one career point we have toward politics to increase the number of recruits and sort of reputation we get for battle victories. With that being said, let's go to the second corps here. We got to replace our casualties. I think we're just going to replace some of these guys with veterans. We'll see. Not sure how expensive it'll be. We want. These aren't too pricey. Granted, we haven't gotten to the really beat up brigades yet, so these guys are costing quite a bit actually. I'm not too worried about the money though. Not planning on spending a ton. 13,000. Jeez of flippin' Christ. Let's do rookies for these guys. I'll just do rookie. $11,000. We're doing rookies, right? How's it gonna cost 11 grand? Oh, I gotta buy all new Springfield 1855s. That's why.
Sir, yes, sir.
Apparently, I didn't have enough captured weapons. I don't even have enough to we don't even have enough Lorenzas to re-equip these guys. What can we get them to? Only 176 Lorenzas in stock in the shop that we can even buy.
Yes, sir.
We still got about 30 grand. Need to replace this major. Alright. Probably was a more efficient way to go about doing that, but it is what it is. We're about to go into the Battle of Fredericksburg. We have 73 reputation. I think it'll actually be cheaper if we go ahead and buy these Springfields at 20 rep. And let's see, we get 73. What do we get if we win? Fredericksburg gives you 30 rep if you win, 50 if you lose. Huh. Let's do... I'm going to take a gamble here. If we fail, we will end up losing our job. Because a battle defeat here would cost us 50 reputation. A victory, however, would have put us above 100 and had us waste reputation. So that's why I ended up spending what I spent. Huge hit on my rep, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and have our best brigade, the Springfield Brigade, replace their weapons with 1861 Springfields that we just went ahead and purchased. That's going to give us 2,000 1855s. I'm going to replace this group's Lorenzas with the 1855s. And I'm going to have, I think... Would have, I think. All 1850... No, I don't have enough of these. Darn. There's not enough in stock. I don't think, anyway. Looking at the right thing. That was Harper's Ferry, or was that... No, that was the Springfield. All right. So we've got 2,000 Lorenzas. Everybody else already has, you know, good rifles in the first corps. Second corps, they've all got good weapons as well. I want to say everybody has rifles. They do. Third corps, they don't. So we'll go ahead and... What do we have in stock right now? We've got 2,000 Lorenzas, so we'll give them to them. And then we can go ahead and sell some of the weapons we captured. The 1841 Mississippis, we don't have any units with them. So we'll sell those off. We do have some units with Type 2 MJs, so I'm going to keep those. Sell the sawed-offs a little bit. And then the artillery, we captured some 6-pound field guns. Now, I know I still have some batteries that are using them. We've got McCook's battery, for example. I don't know if anybody else is still using those 6-pounders. Can't remember. We'll find out. Doesn't look like it. So given that fact, I'm actually going to sell these 6-pounders, or at least 3 of them. Keep 2 in stock for replacements for casualties. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and increase the number of... we're going to use those guns that we do have in stock to increase the number of artillery guns we have. And there you go. So, relatively cheap. Oh, we've got 3 more 10-pound ordnance. Didn't realize that. So we can go ahead and use the 3 here to build this battery out to 20 guns. And we probably need to upgrade the quality of this commander. So we'll use, give him a brigadier general, because that battery is probably too big for anybody else to efficiently use it. Gives us the rest of those. Doesn't mean we've got a lieutenant command or a lieutenant colonel that we can replace a brigadier or replace a major with. Go ahead and replace this guy with one of these majors. Kind of tempted to spend some money on majors, but I'd like to see what I've got in terms of money for new weapons, so I don't want everybody to have these 1842 Springfields. M&J, we just don't have quite enough. Shouldn't have sold them, what I had before. That was a mistake. We don't have enough 1855s for me to equip anyone, but I can start equipping guys with... I can equip 3 brigades with Harper's Ferries, which are, I believe, the southern version of the Springfield, which we've captured a fair number of as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hurts the melee, but they've got, you know, much better ranged weapons now. So you can see there we just upgraded 3 brigades, some 6,000 soldiers with better weapons. We'll see what happens here. This is going to be a challenging battle, to say the least. I hope I don't pay for spending that reputation. My hope is that I can win sort of in the way that I did at Second Manassas. So the Battle of Fredericksburg is going to be difficult, but my hope is what I can do is attack on the southern end, have our main attack go across the southern end, break their flank here, and then wheel north and roll their lineup. Additionally, north of the town, I can try and go around their flank on the northern end. I know defending as the Confederacy, sort of Mary's Heights, is ideal, but they're actually a little bit more vulnerable to the north, at least because they may not have enough manpower to fully occupy the entire town. I've only got 3 corps, so my best first corps would probably go up toward the north. The second corps would probably go into the secondary attack, which is kind of the attack on the front. And then the third corps would be kind of the reserve corps. So this is kind of what it looked like. I have about just shy of 80,000 soldiers. Weaker than the Union Army historically that lost here, but still stronger most likely than any feasible number of manpower that the Confederates have. And we'll just kind of, again, drive in the south and then kind of swing north and kind of try and flank them that way. I'm not going to launch anything over the sort of a frontal attack. The alternative is I could swap the second, which is our best corps, into our second wave, and have the third go with that secondary attack and kind of maybe just feint at the walls and then kind of drive hard in the south. We'll see. But that will actually... I know this is a little bit shorter of an episode. Well, actually, the episode's longer, but shorter of a stream. We're going to go ahead and cut this video off here, given it's almost 3 o'clock my time now. But I do hope you guys all enjoyed. The first corps is in really good shape. All rifles, almost all generals in charge. The Second Corps is in a little bit worse shape. Actually a large number of generals in charge. I should probably shuffle some of these 2-stars into division command. But overall, Second's in good shape. The Third Corps is really inexperienced. They're kind of the cannon fodder. So we'll see how this next battle goes, but thanks again for tuning in, guys. Till next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.